The best way to listen to the best of the week is on the Relevant Radio app. Free and always free. Download and share the #1 free Catholic app today in the App Store.
I want to share with you just a glimpse of the good news in the debate on gender. The conversation over gender is finally shifting across this country. And for the better, I'm very hopeful. Whether it's California, there's real progress being made to uphold parents' rights, teachers' rights that value the human person in male and female. So in California, for example, we have a court case called Mirabelli versus Olson. And this case is really important because it's anticipated that this case will have widespread influence far beyond California. So currently in California, there was an Assembly Bill 1955 that was passed last year. Now, yet last year we were in a big war over gender, as there was actually a ballot initiative in California to protect children, protect teachers, to protect athletics, bathrooms, private spaces. And unfortunately, we didn't obtain the right number of signatures, but at the same time as different, very pro-LGBTQ individuals were seeing that the momentum was gaining in California for people to vote against this on the ballot. What happened was the legislature very quickly, they started to pass things through, such as AB 1955, that were the opposite of what would have been a good opportunity for us to change our state constitution and protect kids and teachers and more. So currently in California, just one of our terrible gender policies that are very similar to most of the policies in many states right now. If a school student expresses words or actions during the class that are visible signs that the child is dealing with gender incongruity or possible gender dysphoria, teachers are ordered not to inform parents. That is currently under AB 1955 and under the various policies. What is at play here? So there's a lawsuit in California, and there was big news just last week as a California district court judge moved the case forward, refusing to throw it out, to allow this conversation to be had regarding policies calling on teachers to keep secrets from parents, including gender incongruity, actual gender identity, name changes. So this is a debate over the rights of children versus rights of parents, and this idea of a right to privacy for a child, which fascinatingly, it ties into the conversation surrounding right to privacy over choices people make about their bodies and babies, and when they do and don't have babies and abortion. So the January 7th California District Court decision has moved this case forward, and the judge has spoken in favor of parents' rights. In fact, he has said a number of things that are encouraging. It's California District Court Judge Roger Benitez who's defending parents' rights. He's commented, and I just want to share some of these comments because I think it's important. He's commented that there's no obligation for any teacher to follow policies that require them to keep secrets from or deceive parents. He said teachers do not completely forfeit their First Amendment right in exchange for public school employment. He then goes on to agree with the plaintiffs, stating that there's no policy whatsoever that compels a teacher to act in a way that is, quote, intentionally deceptive and unlawful. He calls this a violation of the First Amendment. Additionally, he says parents' rights to make decisions concerning the care, custody, control, and medical care of their children is one of the oldest and most fundamental liberty interests that Americans enjoy. He's commented that parents have a constitutional right to know about their child's gender incongruity. And in conclusion, in his statements, he commented that in a collision of rights as between parents and child, the long recognized federal constitutional rights of parents must eclipse the state rights of the child. And so what is he saying? One, he's saying teachers, if you're in California or other states where there's a policy trying to force you to keep secrets from parents, you do not need to follow that policy. And so he's telling them now you don't have to follow the policy. Meanwhile, he's pushing the court case forward so that this can have its time in court and be worked out. Additionally, he's emphasizing that this idea of a child's right to privacy is not above a parent's right to know and care for their child. Now, similar things are happening in Ohio. There's a lot to be discussed, but there's a lot of good news. And I want to encourage you, do not be afraid to tell the truth about the reality of male and female. To foster, cultivate, and encourage that identity in our children, and to hold our education system accountable for lawful behavior that respects child and parent. There's a lot of good news. We shouldn't be afraid to engage this debate, because I think there are more people with us who maybe aren't speaking out but believe in the reality of male and female and want it.
Like what you just heard? Share it with your family and friends. And thanks for listening.